Hello everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel Night Technologies. So in today's video I'm going to be teaching you simple user validation in PHP. How to validate a user in PHP, how to check the length of username in a form, how to change the length of the password of the user in the form, and also to check the age of the user in the form. So I'm going to create a simple form using the Bootstrap framework. It's one of the popular CSS framework called the Bootstrap. So I'm going to use it because one reason why using it has already predefined CSS classes and div elements. So I'm going to be using it. So the first thing I need to do is the local server is what we are going to be using to run all of our PHP script, the local server. And the local server we are using is SAM. So the first thing I will do is I will go to my XAMPP folder and look at the C. So go to my XAMPP folder on my local DC. So that's my XAMPP folder. I go to htdocs, okay? Then inside the htdoc, I create a new folder and call it what? User validation. So I now go to my what? Visual Studio Code and click on the new window environment on the welcome tab. Click on open folder, okay? So once I'm on the open folder, I locate my what? Folder on the what? Local DC. Go to XAMPP folder, click on htdocs, then search for what? User validation. That's it. Select folder. So you can see by default the folder opens and the folder is empty. What am I going to do? I just need to create a new file inside the folder. The first file will be index.php. Then the second file will be process.php. That's just where we are processing this form. Okay, just know that this form, we are not creating the form to be sending data to the database. It's just a mere PHP form. A mere PHP form to just validate the user, to check the number of characters in the username, to check the number of characters in the password, and also to check the age of the user. Okay, but we are going to be using the PHP if statement, the PHP conditional statement. That's what we are going to use to achieve this. So the first thing we do is we need to create our form, our simple form, and we are using Bootstrap to achieve that. So I get my basic HTML document structure. So that's my basic HTML document structure. So the next thing I'm going to do is I save. So I need to get the CD and the content delivery network link of Bootstrap. So I go to my web browser and type get bootstrap, .com. So that is open now. So I just go down, you see the CDN. So the CD I'm copying is the CSS CDN. So I just copy and paste after the words closing title tag and paste, okay? So once I'm done pasting, the next thing I proceed to do is to create my form. Is in between the what? Opening tag of body and closing tag of what? Body, yeah. So the first thing I'm going to do is to get a row. Okay, I say if class container, okay. So I close the container, okay. So I say div class row. Then I close the div class row. Okay, the next thing now the card. That's a div class card. I say margin top to be 4, the column large will be 6, okay, on desktop. So if it will be 6 on desktop, then the display will be still a 6. on mobile. So column end this mobile display bootstrap. Okay, so I close the div card. So the next thing, I'll now open the div card body class, and I open the body as a card body. Okay, I close the card body. So inside this card body, I start creating my form. I say h3, I say user validation form. Okay, let's close my h3. So what am I accepting? I'll be accepting two things. And I say form, say method, post, action. So action will be where we'll be processing the form. Action will be process.php. Okay, so I close my form. So we are accepting only two parameters. Yes, we accepted three parameters. The first parameter we are accepting is we'll be accepting first parameter we are accepting is label. Okay, username. And say input type. Okay. That's name. Username. Class within form control. So the next thing we do is just to copy this and replace. Just replicate, okay? Copy this. First, turn this one to password. Okay? So now password. Okay? So test will be now password. So type with password. So the other remains the same. So I press another one and say that's age. Okay. So I say type with number. Okay. Now the age. So there is another parameter I need to add a confirm password. Okay. Confirm password, now the name will be password 2. Still type password. Okay. So let's create the button now. So now sit down. I say my button class. We now be bootstrap button class success. btn success. And I say submit at the button name. And close the button. Okay. Submit. Okay. So I can say type. Button type. What to submit, okay? So let me load. Let me run this page and see how my code looks like. The first thing you're going to do is make sure your exam control panel. Go to your exam control panel and make sure that the Apache and MySQL are turned on. Okay? The Apache is mainly to run your local website. The MySQL is just for the database word connection. So it's always necessary to turn both of them on so that you won't forget. Sorry. Yeah. So I'll go to my browser and type what? Localhost / user -validation. Wow, so that's my words, that's my form. You can see my form looks great, right? That's very good, my form looks great. So the next thing I'm going to do is to do validation on this. So I go back to my code. I'll pick all these parameters, these 4 parameters. I'm going to pick them. How do I pick them? I go to my process and just say PHP. Always remember to start session. I can say session start, okay? Because I'll be storing the variables in session. So I'll say that if server request method is equivalent to post, because we are using the method form submission method as post, okay? Then the first thing I'm sending is the username. So I send the username. I get the username. It's a post. Okay, username. Okay, I get the password. I say post. Password. So I get the confirm password. That's the password 2. Suppose password 2. So I now get age. Oops. Age. So I will start the validation. So validation with PHP starts here. Yeah. You use this // in single line comments in PHP. Okay. So if I want to do validation for example, I will now say that if Starling, okay, Starling, the username you just added, Starling, the username you just added, okay, is greater than equal to 5. Okay, it's greater than equal to 3. It's greater than 3. It's greater than 3. If it's greater than 3. Okay, let's use exactly equal to 3. If Starling username is equal to let's say 4, okay. Should print error message, okay? Should not tell you that session error, okay? Username must contain at least 6, let's say at least 5 characters. We give the header location. That should be index, okay? So username, if Starling, that's the string length. The string length of the username is equal to 4. Then you should print a error message telling the what a username must contain at least 5 characters. That's the way the validation works. So we proceed. Okay. Else we validate what for we validate for password. Okay. When I say that if password is not equal to, is the exclamation sign, not is exclamation sign PHP, not equal to password 2, you should print an error message, else continue processing. Okay, so you should print an error message. So the error message you are printing is because we are doing user validation here. Okay, the error message I'm going to print is, and I say that password and confirm password does not match. Okay, that's how you do simple validation in PHP. Password do not match. Okay, so I give it a header location. Header location, the index. Okay, so let's continue. So let me check for age. Let's just do validation for age. Okay, and say that if age is greater than or equal to 18, if age is less than, if age is less than or equal to 18, that means age is less than 18, and then age is less than 18 or equal to 18. What should happen? Session error. Okay, you are not eligible to fill this form. Just you are not eligible to apply. I think it's okay. You give a header location. Okay, so let's just make this work in our index page. So that's just the all for now for validation. That means we try to make our username to be 4 and put wrong password, both in password 1 and 2, and now make our age to be 36 and see whether it will print all these error messages. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do is we need to start session here first. Okay, so that the session will be able to display the session message that is contained in the word session variable. Okay, so as a session starts, so I'll now come to the form and I say PHP if it sets, okay, session error and sets, okay, session error, okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is to now call the session variable in paragraph and now say that session error. What I'm using on set session is just to kill the session. Once you start session, you kill the session so that it will not have a session conflict. Okay, so once you start session, I'll say paragraph start and make the color red since this error. So I use this on set to kill session. Once the session is end, you kill it. Okay, so let's see how this works. Let's go back to our phone, refresh. Let's try to make our username just 4 characters first and see what it goes. I'll say cats. So it will tell you that what username must contain at least what 5 characters. So you can see it must contain at least what 5 characters, meaning that it must have at least 5 characters and above. So let's check our password. Let's say the first password is 1 2 3 4. The second password is 1 2 3 5. Let's submit. It tells you that what password and confirm password do not match. Okay, very clear. That's just how you do a simple user validation in your PHP forms. So let's look at the age. Let's make the age 36 and see what's happened. Let's make the age 36. Okay, and see what happens. So the age can be 36. Okay, so let's try to check our code on the age. So let's check. Okay, let's go back and run for our age. Okay, so go to your age. Let's use 36. Okay, so let's say you put 17. Okay, it's telling you you're eligible to apply, but we need now to make it a success and failure message. Okay, so let's make it a success and failure message. So if age is greater than 8, equal to 18, you're eligible to apply. It should now be session success. And I'll say else. And then give session error. Okay, that's what we do. Meaning that if it's 12, you are not eligible to apply. Meaning if your age is 12, you are not eligible to what? Apply. So you refresh. So let's make the age 12 first. Okay, you are not eligible to apply. Even if you make the age 13, it will still tell you that you're not eligible to apply. So you can see that's just how you do the simple what form validation in PHP. So thank you so much. Find this content useful? Please do like, comment, and share the video. Also